How's it going? Davis James here from Anglers All. Gonna sit down and do another video for the rigging series. Today we're gonna tie the Steve Huff figure 8 loop knot. Steve Huff is an IGFA Hall of Famer, and one day I was tarpon fishing and I wanted to tie a better knot. First things first, let's chop off this old one. I'm tying this knot in 100-pound monofilament. This is the knot for this application. The figure 8 loop knot is going to be best for stuff that's 60, 80, 100-pound test or more, fluoro and mono. So anyway, first thing we're going to do is we're going to make 2 overhand knots, 2 overhand loops in the line. We're going to pull that tight. When we pull that tight, oh, excuse me, when we pull that tight, we want to make this figure 8 shape. This is going to be the foundation for our knot. So I'm going to kind of open it up a little bit more so you can see. We're going to slide the fly on all the way down to the loops we just made. Then what we're going to do is we're going to pass the tag end through those 2 loops the same way the standing ends are coming out. So up through this loop, up through this loop, and in the second loop. All right, gone through both, and so now what we have is we've got this figure 8 cinched down all the way to the eye of the hook. All right, for those of you who are having a hard time seeing, let me give you a better visual. Figure 8 cinched all the way down to the eye of the hook. Our next step, and really the final step aside from cinching the knot, is we're going to make 2 overhand loops around both the standing and tag end. So we're going to pinch both, and we're going to make 1 overhand loop, 1 overhand loop, pull that tighter, and now a second overhand loop. This knot is relatively difficult to seat. It's one you're going to be using for tarpon. You're going to need a pair of pliers really on hand to truly get this thing sealed up. All right, so we've kind of adjusted the knot. There are the 2 figure 8 loops. The 2 figure 8 loops. We're going to be yanking on both the standing end here and the fly and cinching those together. First thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of pull the tag end a little bit with these hatch pliers. I'll tighten that up a little bit more, get it a little closer to its form. I'm going to lick, and then I'm going to cinch. Now you might need to use a boat cleat. You really have to use something super substantial to get this to go. But when we pull, we're going to get those 2 to seat together. And it's going to take a little bit more finagling. I'm going to be pulling on the tag end with the pliers and then yanking the knot, a little bit tighter. So what we're trying to do is really have those 2 bump against each other, and that takes quite a bit of force. Give me 1 second here. A little moisture. Make sure our hands aren't, and really pull on it. All right. So 100-pound test, we got this knot pretty well cinched up. Really, I got to apply a lot of force on it to get those to seat nicely against each other, but this is going to hold against tarpon, jack crevalle, roosterfish, GTs. This is the knot to use. So last thing is going to obviously trim the tag end. You're ready to pull on some big fish. If you have any suggestions of videos you'd like to see us do, please leave a comment below for this video, subscribe, and let us know what you want to see next, whether it's fly tying, rigging, or any other techniques. We'd be happy to cover them for you. Again, my name is Davis James, media coordinator here at Anglers All. Tight lines, get out there and get fishing.